chapter 1, observing the hours on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, verse number 12. Which is now for the invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Tasya is Sanjaya, increasing Harsha, cheerfulness. Guru Vidaha, the grandsire of the Guru dynasty. Bhishma, Pitamaha, the grandfather. Simhanada, the roaring sound, like that of a lion. Vinadya, vibrating. Uchahe, very loudly. Shankha, Hoshil. Dadha, blue. Pratapava, the valiant. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch very loudly, making a sound like the roar of the lion, giving the word perfect. The grandsire of the Kuru dynasty could understand the inner meaning of the heart of his grandson, Duryodhana, and out of his natural compassion for him, he tried to cheer him up by blowing his conch very loud, befitting his position as a lion. Indirectly, by symbolism of the conch, he informed his oppressed grandson, Duryodhana, that he had no chance of victory in the battle because the Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. But still, it was his duty to conduct the fight, and no pains would be spared in that connection. Okay? So until yesterday, Duryodhana was speaking to his spiritual, to his guru, Dronacharya, and he was speaking in a very diplomatic way. And in the last few verses, he directs them towards Bhishma, the last few verses. He says, Bhishma is he says that Bhishma has immeasurable strength, and because of him, we cannot be defeated. So now we all must give protection to grandfather Bhishma. So let's stand in our strategic positions so that we can give protection to Bhishma there. So now the scene is about to change. Bhishma there is probably thinking, enough of talking. Yeah, he's been so political for the last few verses. So Bhishma says, this is enough. We've come here to fight, so let's fight. Now, we don't know if Duryodhana was finished talking or whether he was going to speak more. We don't know if Dronacharya was going to give an answer or not. But what did Bhishma do now? He gave his function. So, it describes Kuru Vrida Pitamaha. Kuru Vrida. Vrida in Sanskrit means old. But in this context, Vrida means someone who has a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom. Vishnu was nearly 300 years old. He has fought so many wars, he has so much experience. So he's Kuru Vrida. Yes, he's one who has a lot of wisdom. He has seen lots of wars. So what did Pitamaha do? He did something that gives Duryodhana so much joy. And what is that? He blew his conch. And he blew his conch so loud, like it was a roaring of a lion. So I imagine Duryodhana is speaking, and then suddenly he hears this sound of the conch. He turns and he's like, Vishnu is blowing the conch. So it means he's ready to fight. Okay? So why did Vishnu do this? Why did he blow the conch? So it's explained by many acharyas, there are various reasons. So the first reason is that Duryodhana felt so much fear in his heart when he was speaking. Yeah, Bhishma and Drona are people of so much experience. They are so senior. They can look at Duryodhana, and even though he's speaking so smartly, they can look at him and say that no, he has fear in his heart. Right? So to give him some motivation, he blows his conch. Okay? And when Bhishma blows his conch, it helps drive away the fear of Duryodhana. It gives him hope that Bhishma is ready to fight. Yeah? Another reason that is explained is that according to Kshatriya Dharma, Bhishma announced that he was ready to fight. He was ready for both pain and gain. And because he was the most experienced and topmost Kshatriya, he was ready to fight as a matter of duty. So until now, Duryodhana was using very smart words. So he thought, or he's thinking that he has convinced Drona and Vishnudev that we should fight, and he thinks that they're wholeheartedly they're convinced to fight. But actually, Vishnudev's motivation to fight was completely transcendental. He was not fighting to give Duryodhana joy, but he was fighting for a transcendental purpose. And in the Bhagavatam Puran, it is explained that while Vishnudev is standing on the chariot, on the side of the Kauravas, straight ahead, you could see Krishna and Arjuna on the chariot. You could see how Krishna is riding the chariot of Arjuna. How did the Supreme Lord agree to become a charioteer? And he's even more eager to see how is Krishna going to protect the Pandavas. Yeah? Yesterday, Hoshil explained it so well that Krishna says that everybody knows that in chapter 9, Krishna says, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. And this is what Vishnu wanted to see. Before the war, Krishna said, I will not lift a weapon. And Vishnu made Krishna lift the wheel, the chariot wheel. Krishna came running towards Vishnudev. And at that time, Vishnudev felt so much joy in his heart that Krishna can break his word, but he will never break the word of his devotee. He will always protect his devotees. So this is what Vishnudev wanted to see, that how Krishna is going to protect the Pandavas. Okay? So although in our scriptures it is explained that Vishnudev was a Kshatriya, he was actually beyond the body level. We know of the Varnashram system, the 4 Varnas and the 4 Ashrams. So the 4 Varnas and 4 Ashrams are created so that one can dovetail their life in such a way that they can think of Krishna at the time of death. Whether you're a Brahmana, a Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, you move through the 4 systems of Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas, so that you have a full life training that at the end of your life you can think of Krishna. But this of Krishna at the time of death, who protected Uttara, what is here is that the blowing of the conch shell indicates the beginning of an auspicious activity. So we know in our temples, when the arati is about to begin, when the arati is over, we blow conch shells. During the Abhishek ceremony of the Lord, we blow conch shells. When we are outside on the street on the Jagannath procession, Jagannath Rath Yatra, we are blowing conch shells to indicate that an auspicious activity is going on. Okay? So Bhishma's intention is revealed in the purport that what an auspicious activity this is. Prabhupada says, indirectly, by the symbolism of the conch shell, he has informed his depressed grandson that he has no chance of victory. The Pandavas will attain victory because Krishna is on their side. So just by blowing the conch shell, Vishnudev has revealed the conclusion of the Mahabharata. That the Pandavas will win just by blowing the conch shell. And that is because they have Krishna on their side. And this is also the conclusion of the Gita. What does the last verse of the Gita say? Sanjay says that wherever there is Krishna and wherever there is Arjuna, there will certainly also be opulence, victory, power, and morality. That is my opinion. So this is the opinion of Sanjay. And he is speaking to Dhritarashtra. This is also the opinion of Bhishmadev, who is standing on the side of the Kauravas, that wherever Krishna is, there will be victory. And the same thing Prabhupada explains in the purport, that wherever Krishna is, victory is on that side. So pure devotees are so fixed in their service to Krishna that they can dedicate their whole lives to Krishna. Yeah? We have a very recent example. Srila Prabhupada, he went to the Western countries to preach Krishna consciousness. And while he was on the Jaladuta, the ship that was taking him to the US, he wrote a song. And on that song, Srila Prabhupada writes that, I don't know why you have brought me here. Maybe you have some business, that's why you have brought me here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to a place that is filled with impersonalism, with so many Mayavadis? Yeah? I am just like a puppet in your hands. So make me dance as you wish. So some in the midst of Mayavadis and impersonalists, they have so much faith that this is Krishna's plan. So wherever Krishna takes me, I will go because this gives Krishna pleasure. So devotees are not affected by external association because in their hearts they are associating with Krishna. So similarly, although Krishna was on the side of the Kauravas, in his heart, in his mind, he was associated with Krishna. Okay? And it's also explained that if Bhishma was not on their side, the war would have never happened. Right? The Lord wanted Bhishma to be on the opposite side so that he can accomplish the task of killing the miscreants. He says in chapter 4, Paripranaya sadhuna vinashaya chatuskutam dharma samsthapanarthaya samhumami yuge. He comes time and time again to kill the miscreants and to re-establish dharma. Now, Duryodhana is fighting the war on the strength that Bhishma is on his side. So Krishna placed Bhishma on that side, fight on that side. So the war can take place. I can wipe out the miscreants and re-establish the Pandavas as the rightful rulers. Yeah? So a lot of time when the Mahabharata is being read, Bhishma's character is really misunderstood. Most people just point out that he didn't speak up when Draupadi was being insulted. There's so many times that Krishna didn't speak up. But actually Krishna placed him on that side. A sadhu is known by his character. Right? And what often happens is no matter how pure a person's character is, people will still find a fault. That this is what he did wrong. Just like if we have a white cloth, it's a plain white cloth. But if there is a small black spot on it, where will the eyes go? In the small black spot. But Vishnu's character is so glorified. Yesterday, Hoshil in his class was saying that at the end of the whole war, Krishna took an opportunity to redirect the Pandavas so that they can go to Vishnu. Yudhishthira Maharaj was feeling so depressed and was overwhelmed by the result of the war. So many people were killed. If Krishna wanted, he could have convinced Yudhishthira. Right? He spoke the entire Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So why couldn't he convince Yudhishthira Maharaj? But he wanted his devotee, Vishnu, to be glorified. So he takes the Pandavas to go to Vishnu so that Vishnu can instruct them and thus be glorified. They can also see how he is leaving his body while looking at Krishna. Okay, so Vishnu's extraordinary character is of sacrifice. His whole life, he has sacrificed so much. He maintained a whole life of brahmacharya, nearly 300 years living as a brahmachari. And that too, in the middle of Kshatriyas, in a royal palace. Now, if someone is living in a royal palace, there are so many opportunities of enjoyment. There's so many women, so many maidservants. Yet, he maintained his celibacy. He maintained brahmacharya. This takes so much willpower. Yeah? And he also took a vow. His first vow was to maintain celibacy his whole life. And his second vow was that as long as he lives, he will protect the ruling king, the throne of the Kuru dynasty. And at that time, when he took this vow, of course, he never thought that he would fight against the Pandavas. The Pandavas were so dear to him. He never thought that the situation would come. But again, he remembered and he reminded himself that this is Krishna's plan, and he acted according to the plan. Okay? And another reason that the Acharyas give as to why Bhishma was on the side of the Kauravas is that the Lord wanted to teach a lesson that no matter how powerful a person is, if a person opposes the plan of the Lord and is not on the side of Dharma, they cannot succeed, no matter how powerful they are. Vishnu has fought so many times. His spiritual master was Parshuram. He even fought with Parshuram. And Parshuram, at the end, he awarded him, saying, wow, you're extremely strong. His own guru who taught him all the techniques. So Vishnu has never lost. But this time, he knew that because Krishna is on the other side, victory is on that side. So although Duryodhana is the fact, on the basis that Bhishmadev is on my side and victory is here, Bhishmadev is blowing the conch shell, and in his heart he knows that victory is on the other side. Okay? So this verse is narrated by Sanjay, and this is from the perspective of Duryodhana, that suddenly Duryodhana was speaking, and then he heard the conch shell, and he looks, and he's so happy to see that Bhishmadev is ready to fight, and so Duryodhana is thinking that Bhishmadev is fighting for my pleasure, but that's not the fact. Bhishmadev is fighting for a completely transcendental purpose. He's fighting for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay? So this is all I have on this verse today. If anyone has any questions, any comments? Srimati,